morning. Thank you everyone for joining us today. Uh, Before we start the proceedings of the day, let me very quickly give you a safety instruction. As you are aware, all the safety exits are on your right? And when you exit from here, you have a way all the way till the globe, which is the assembly point for anything safety. Please understand that we are completely equipped at the campus to handle any kind of fire or other emergency, so do not panic. And please proceed with absolute calm and composure. Yeah? Please put your phones on silent, every one of you, please. And also maintain as much silence and quiet and peace as you can. Thank you very much. So, 1st of October 2022, a day I don't think a lot of us, maybe all of us, are ever going to forget in our entire lives, right? A monumental day, a day of tragedy and calamity, but also a day of unparalleled inspiration and vision and responsibility is the way you want to look at it. And today we have decided to look upon 1 year since Tulsi Bhai departed for his heavenly abode as a year of inspiration. A year of remembering him with fondness and joy and love, and to be committed to being inspired by him every day of our lives. So today is not a day of mourning, it's a day of inspiration. But we're all human, a tear here, a choked voice there is all absolutely fine. As Jitu Bhai was telling us when we walked into the room, he says Tulsi Bhai is very happy today. He's happy to see all of us here together, and in that spirit, let's continue the day today in peace and quiet and prayer with all the positivity and inspiration that we can muster. Thank you.
Namaste. I and my co-host Dharini will be there throughout the proceedings. And this bhajan, as Dharini said, commemorates Tulsi Bhai's first anniversary that he left us. And to pay our humble tribute to him, we'll be looking back on the year since he left us, while we connect spiritually through the thoughts and soulful renditions.
We are absolutely privileged today to have you here, Pandit Ji, with us. We have Pandit Sanjeev Abhyankar Ji, who is an internationally acclaimed Hindustani classical and devotional music exponent. His soulful renditions can transcend us from our soulful beings into spiritual beings. He is a child prodigy. He started exhibiting his magnificent talent at a very tender age of 3 years. He trained with his mother, Dr. Shobha Abhyankar Ji, at the age of 8. He's also learnt under Pandit Pimple Khare Ji of the Gwalior Gharana and Padma Vibhushan Pandit Jasraj Ji of the Mewati Gharana, who is a legend in himself. Pandit Abhyankar Ji actually gave his first performance at the age of 11 years on stage, and it was a 2-hour non-stop performance. An 11-year-old child, Hindustani classical music, 2 hours was no less than a feat of miracle, and thereby he came to be known as the wonder boy of Hindustani classical music. He's an iconic singer of his generation. He's an extremely popular artist. He's from our city, which is fabulous, and he has had a career of spanning over 30 years. He's been a role model. His dedication and hard work is known all across the globe. In recognition of his immense talent and dedication to the art of Hindustani music, he's received many awards, including the President Award, the very prestigious Kumar Gandharv Award, the National Award, and of course, another national award by the government of Madhya Pradesh. Pandit Ji's talent is not something that we can speak about in words. It's to be experienced. It's the spirit, just like the spirit of Tulsi Bhai. It's something that you can just experience. You can't really talk about. So, Anjali.
Today he is accompanied by Ajinkya Joshi on tabla, Amruta Thakur Desai on the synthesizer, Abhishek Shankar on harmonium, Apurva Dravid on the tal vadya, Omkar Dalvi on pakhavaj. Vocal support for Panditji is Vilina Patra and Sai Prasad Panchal, and in chorus we have Aboli Deshpande, Nidhi Hegde and Rudra Pratap Dubey.
नमस्कार। मैं ज़्यादा कुछ कहूँगा नहीं, जो हमको कहना है वो संगीत के माध्यम से कहेंगे। लेकिन ये जो आज की हमारी सेवा है वो आदरणीय श्री तुलसी तंती जी की स्मृति में, और जो स्मृति हर वक्त याद करने जैसी होती है उसको खुशी से ही मनाना चाहिए। तो तंत परिवार की तरफ से और सुजलॉन के सभी परिवार की तरफ से हम हमारी श्रद्धा सुमन अर्पण करेंगे उनके लिए। अलग अलग हिंदी और संस्कृत रचनाओं में प्रेजेंट करूँगा। पहली मीराबाई की रचना है, राम नाम रस पीजिए मनुआ, राम नाम रस पीजिए। सीधा उसका साफ मतलब है, कोई बताने की जरूरत नहीं है। पिछले 3 साल से आपने महसूस किया होगा कि कोविड जब से आया है, जब ड्राई कफ होता है तो जाता नहीं है, एक महीना जाता नहीं है। सो आई जस्ट हैव स्मॉल ड्राई कफ। गाते के वक्त नहीं आ रहा है, बीच में आ रहा है, सो इग्नोर इट। वॉइस इज अमेजिंग, कोई बात नहीं, बट ड्राई कफ जस्ट रिफ्यूजेस टू गो। हम कुछ नहीं कर सकते, इग्नोर करिए उसको, शायद नहीं आएगा बीच में।
राम नाम रस पीजे मनोवा, राम नाम रस पीजे, राम नाम रस पीजे मनोवा, राम नाम रस पीजे राम नाम रस पीजे मनुआ, राम नाम रस पीजे, राम नाम रस पीजे मनुआ, राम नाम रस पीजे, राम नाम रस पीजे मनुआ, राम नाम रस पीजे, तज कुसंग सतसंग बैठ नित, तज कुसंग सतसंग बैठ नित, हरि चर्चा सुन लीजे, हरि चर्चा सुन लीजे, हरि चर्चा सुन लीजे, हरि चर्चा सुन लीजे मनुआ, हरि चर्चा सुन लीजे मनुआ, राम नाम रस पीजे, राम नाम रस पीजे, राम नाम रस पीजे मनुआ, राम नाम रस पीजे, राम नाम रस पीजे मनुआ, राम नाम रस पीजे, राम नाम रस पीजे मनुआ, राम नाम रस पीजे, काम क्रोध मद लोभ मोह को, काम क्रोध मद लोभ मोह को, गमन धापना माबरम मरे सा, रे राम मरे सा, काम क्रोध मद लोभ मोह को, काम क्रोध काम क्रोध मद लोभ मोह को, बहा चित्त से दीजे, बहा चित्त से दीजे, दीजे, काम क्रोध मद लोभ मोह को, बहा चित्त से दीजे, बहा चित्त से दीजे, बहा चित्त से दीजे मनुआ, बहा चित्त से दीजे मनुआ, राम नाम रस पीजे, राम नाम रस पीजे, राम नाम रस पीजे मनुआ, राम नाम रस पीजे, राम नाम रस पीजे मनुआ, राम नाम रस पीजे, राम मीरा के प्रभु गिरिधर नागर, मीरा के प्रभु गिरिधर नागर। गमने धाम गमरे सा निधा गरे सारे नि सारे गमरे सा सामारे निगरे दा दनि सा मीरा के प्रभु गिरिधर नागर, मीरा के प्रभु गिरिधर नागर। ताही के रंग में भीजे, ताही के रंग में भीजे, ताही के रंग में भीजे मनुआ, ताही भीजे मनुआ। राम नाम रस पीजे, राम नाम रस पीजे, राम नाम रस पीजे मनुआ। राम नाम रस पीजे, राम नाम रस पीजे मनुआ। राम रस पीजे, राम नाम रस पीजे, राम रस पीजे। गोविन्दं गोकुलानन्दं गोपालं गोपीवल्लभम् गोपालं गोवर्धनो उद्धरं धीरं गोवर्धनो उद्धरं धीरं गोवर्धनो उद्धरं धीरं गोवर्धनो उद्धरं तं वन्दे गोमति प्रियं तं वन्दे गोमति प्रियम् ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं निराकारं निर्वीरं नरोत्तमं नारायणं निराकारं निर्वीरं नरोत्तमं नृसिंहं नागनाथं च नृसिंहं नागनाथं च तं वन्दे नरकान्तकम् तं वन्दे नरकान्तकम् ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय पीताम्बरं पद्मनाभं पद्माक्षं पुरुषोत्तमं पीताम्बरं पद्मनाभं पद्माक्षं पुरुषोत्तमम् पीताम्बरं परं पद्मनाभं पद्माक्षं पुरुषोत्तमं पवित्रं पवित्रं परमानन्दं तं वन्दे परमेश्वरं वन्दे परमेश्वरं तं वन्दे परमेश्वरम् ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते गमगमदनि गरे सानि द पम गरे सा राघवं रामचन्द्रं सनि धनि रि धि गरि गम गमन मदनि धनि रि धनि द गरे नि द प मम धनि द सनि धनि मद द गमनि द प म द प म गम रि मम गरे सा राघवं रामचन्द्रं च राजीव लोचनं राजीव लोचनं रामं तं वन्दे रघुनन्दनं तं वन्दे रघुनन्दनं ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय वामनं विश्वरूपं च यशोदानन्ददायकं वामनं विश्वरूपं च वासुदेवं च विठ्ठलं वासुदेवं च विठ्ठलं वामनं विश्वरूपं च वासुदेवं च विठ्ठलं विश्वेश्वरं विभूयासं विश्वेश्वरं विभूयासं तं वन्दे वेदवल्लभं तं वन्दे वेदवल्लभं तं वन्दे वेदवल्लभम् ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय पति यशोदानंद योगेश्वर यज्ञपति यशोदानंददायक यमुना जल कल्लो यमुना जल कल्लो तम वंदे यदुनायकं तम यदुनायकं तम वंदे यदुनायकं ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते
Last year has been a challenging year for most of us, and today, as we continue the celebration of the values of Tulsi Bhai that he has left us to live on, a beautiful rendition, Panditji, thank you so much. If you remember, the last earthly task that Tulsi Bhai did was the Rights Issue press conference, and we all were witness to the overwhelming response to Suzlon's 1200 crore rights issue being oversubscribed. Tarini would elaborate on that.
So the attempt today will be to kind of give a report card to Tulsi Bhai. Assume that he's here and we are telling him, how did we spend the last 1 year? I know he's been watching us every day, he's been giving marks and reprimanding us and praising us in his mind, but just if I were to recap the last 1 year without him, what did we do? What were our high points? Where did we live his values? Where did we try and be true to the legacy that that legendary man has left behind, right? So it's a short little journey through last year. And as Anjali said, we were in the middle of the rights issue. Tulsi Bhai had just completed a hugely successful press conference in Ahmedabad. He was feeling at the top of the world. I remember he told me and Ashwini and Himanshu, apna time aa gaya hai. This is the time for Suzlon, right? And suddenly he decided to leave us. And imagine the state of mind of all of us at that point. It was suddenly, oh my God, what's going to happen? How are we going to deal with this? How will we do justice? What are we supposed to do, even? But like there was a divine force, like there was a miraculous designing of things happening, things just fell into place. People just came together. I remember, I cannot get it out of my mind, the way that Himanshu responded. He was right in the middle of the rights issue. There was so much pressure on him. It was Tulsi Bhai's dream and vision. We could not have let him down. And Ashwini came in, and GRT, and VRT, and the rest of the team, Girish Bhai, Vinu Bhai, Ashwini, Himanshu were just fronting an entire Suzlon workforce standing right behind him, and the only thought in our minds was, no matter what, we have to make the rights issue successful. We put our heads down, put the grief behind us, and got to work. And in short period of 10, 12 days, we knew that our rights issue was oversubscribed by 1.8 times. I mean, I don't think a lot of us even realized what had been achieved in that moment. But when we found out, we kind of thought, what did we really do? We just took ownership, right? We just took ownership. We said, this is our mission. This was TRT's dream. We have to make it happen. It's our mission. We just took ownership. He'd been teaching that lesson to us all his life. His entire life had been a life of taking ownership, and we've learned it in an instant, right? This is the power of values of a legend which lives in, and the success of the rights issue was not just us. The shareholders pitched in. The investors came on board. The media supported us. It was just like everybody was rallying around the single vision of making Tulsi Bhai's dream a reality. That was the signal he was sending us. That was the signal he was telling us, you can do it. I've always known you can do it, right? Look at you. Look at what you've done. And I am not going anywhere. It was the first sign that he gave us that he continues to live in each one of us every single day. He's here. He was here then. He's here today. And he's very happy. And he's smiling. And on that note, I would like to call on stage Pranav Tanti, please, Tulsi Bhai's son, to say a few words in memory of his father. Thank you, Pranav Bhai.
Jai Shri Krishna. Pranam. Jai Shri Krishna again. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming in this occasion. I just wanted to talk a little bit about Tulsi Bhai. As a child, I remember having a conversation with my father, Shri Tulsi Bhai, on the topic of entrepreneurship. I must have been 10 or 12. So he started very beginning. He realized that this is where I need to sow my seeds. The word entrepreneur itself was a very difficult one for me, let alone understanding the meaning of it. He started by saying, I am an entrepreneur. And he continued by saying it's a person who is not afraid of taking risk, someone who takes ownership and responsibility. And then he jokingly added, also, it is a person who's unemployable. Nobody will employ me. He said, I have to do on my own. To these words didn't mean much. These words just were something that I felt that, oh, what's a big deal, right? What is an entrepreneurship? It just didn't resonate with me at that time. But whenever I reflect that conversation, I realize that he wasn't just another entrepreneur. He founded a company, he took some risk, but that's not it. He was instead a super entrepreneur who took responsibility, who took ownership, and not only of the company, but of the nation and of the industry at large. He paved the way for many more to follow. He pioneered the cause of greener tomorrow and helped shape the entire renewable energy industry as we know it today. I have seen him come up with some very bold and crazy ideas, and I'm sure everybody in this room would have understood and resonated with those thoughts also. He was always coming up with very optimistic scenarios about everything. There's no risk. To him, he never saw risk. That was simply his nature, filled with extra optimism. Inadvertently, I felt
that my role had become to highlight risk. I realized that, by highlighting some of these risks and concern, I was actually helping him to make certain decisions, balancing out things for him. So, in the initial years, I thought it was being helpful. He was seeing that I was supporting him in making those decisions. But then, later years, I realized that he was actually getting very upset at me. He would say, all you can see is just problems and risk. And he'll sometimes get very upset at me and say, "Tane to dalil karta javde chhe." Roughly started translating, you are just like a lawyer, you just like arguing. So, I guess in the last few years, he would constantly push me to take more risk, to take more responsibility, to be more comfortable in an uncomfortable situation, to take bold steps, and to take ownership. He would say, your job is not to just highlight risk. You understand the risk. You keep it in your mind. But you move ahead and come up with solutions. The last thing I would just share is a little bit of memory. It is one of my fondest memory that I shared with him. It was at my graduation from business school. He gifted me 3 boxes. It was a belt, a wallet, and a pen. Initially, I just thought that he stopped at the airport and he just got these things for me. I didn't think too much. But then he sat me down and explained to me the deeper meaning behind those gifts. He said, the belt is for your health. Make sure you maintain good health and fit in this belt till the end of your life. The wallet is for the wealth. Make sure you fill it up with good wealth and spread it around. And the pen is to sign big contracts. This is where you become responsible and you take ownership of making sure that these contracts last long. He was my guru and my guiding light. I hope to make him proud. Thank you so much.
संत कबीर की रचना है, बहुत सिंपल समझने की। और मेरा उच्चारण मैं समझता हूँ कि बहुत साफ सुथरा है, तो मतलब अपने आप समझ में आएगा।
भजो रे भैया, भजो रे भैया, राम गोविंद हरि। 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 जप तप साधन नहीं कछु लागत, जप तप साधन नहीं कछु लागत। खर्चत ना गठरी, खर्चत ना गठरी। खर्चत ना गठरी। भजो रे भैया राम गोविंद हरे भजो रे भैया राम गोविंद हरे भजो रे भैया राम गोविंद हरे संतत संपत सुख के कारण संतत संपत संतत संपत सुख के कारण 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 जासो भूल परे 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 संतत संपत सुख के कारण जासो भूल परे जासो भूल परे जासो भूल परे जासो भूल परे भजो रे भैया राम गोविंद हरे 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 कहत कबीरा राम जान कहत कबीरा राम न जान राम राम राजा राम राजा राम राजा कहत कबीरा राम राजा कह कबीरा राम राजा मुखता मुख धूल भरी मुखता मुख धूल भरी मुखता मुखता मुख धूल भरी मुखता मुख धूल भजो रे भैया राम गोविंद हरे, भजो रे भैया राम गोविंद हरे। जप तप साधन नहीं कछु लागत, जप तप साधन नहीं कछु लागत, खर्चत ना गठरी, खर्चत ना गठरी, खर्चत ना गठरी, खर्चत ना गठरी। भजो रे भैया राम गोविंद हरे, 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 राम गोविंद हरे, राम गोविंद हरे, भजो।
मीराबाई का पद है, मैं तो सांवरे के रंग रांची, साजी सिंगार बांधी पग घुंगरू, लोक लाज तज नाची. मॉनिटर मध्ये व्हॉइस वाढव मला.
सांवरे के रंग रांची, सांवरे के रंग रांची। मैं तो सांवरे के रंग रांची, 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 साजे सिंगार बांधे पग घुंघरू, साजे सिंगार बांधे पग घुंघरू, लोक लाज तज नाची, लोक लाज तज नाची। लोक लाज तज नाची, मैं तो सांवरे के रंग रांची, मैं तो सांवरे के रंग रांची, मैं तो गई कुमति ले साधु की संगति, गई कुमति ले साधु की संगति, भगत रूप भय साची, भय साची, गई कुमति ले साधु की संगति, गए साधु की संगति गई कुमति रही साधु की संगति गई कुमति रही साधु की संगति साधु की संगति गई कुमति लई साधु की संगति भगत रूप भई साची भगत रूप भई साची साधु की संगति गई कुमति लई साधु की संगति गई कुमति लई साधु की संगति गई कुमति लई साधु की संगति भगत रूप भई गाय गाय हरि के गुण निस गाय गाय हरि के गुण निस काड़ ब्याड़ री जाची काड़ ब्याड़ री काड़ गाड़ रे जाच मैं तो सावरे के रंग नाची मैं तो सावरे के रंग नाची मैं तो सावरे के रंग नाची मैं तो गुण बिन सब जग खारो गुण बिन जग खारो खारो गुण बिन सब जग खारो गुण बिन सब जग खारो लागत गुण बिन सब जग खारो लागत गुण बिन सब जग खारो लागत गुण बिन सब जग खारो गुण बिन सब जग खारो लागत और बात सब काची मेरा श्री गिरिधर मेरा श्री गिरिधर भगति रसीड़ी जाची भगति रसीड़ी जाची भगति रसीड़ी जाची मैं तो सावरे के रंग राची मैं तो सावरे के रंग राची साजे लोक लाज तज नाची लोक लाज
The day Tulsi Bhai left us, the world was looking at Suzlon and the family as we condoned the untimely departure, anticipating how will we carry forward the values of our visionary founder. They watched us thinking what next and how. We regrouped, took charge of the situation and picked up responsibilities for Tulsi Bhai's targets and goals. The path was laid out. Tulsi Bhai's vision was well defined and the action plan was in place. It was just a matter of picking up from where he left. We all rose to the occasion, redefined roles, and all that was necessary to successfully overcome the challenging circumstances.
The rights issue was done. It was a huge success. We all took a pause and we said, okay, while we were working towards this one mission, it was still easy. We knew this is what we had to achieve. But now was the larger, more challenging task of building a long-term sustainable organization. Now, Suzlon was Tulsi Bhai was Suzlon. I mean, the name Tulsi Tanti was synonymous, not just with Suzlon, but essentially even with wind energy and renewable energy in the country, right? How do you build a Suzlon without Tulsi Bhai? Again, a miracle happened. Without a minute's hesitation, Shri Vinod Tanti stepped in to take on the responsibilities of a chairman. Shri Girish Tanti, who'd been away for a while, came in. He took on to support his brother as the vice chairman. Instantly, the management group regrouped. They got together. The team stood behind it. Overnight, it felt like the organization had grown up. It was like a young son suddenly becoming an adult, right, to shoulder his father's responsibilities. Pranav came onto the board mentioning the young son, and we suddenly felt whole. We felt, the question that who can ever replace Tulsi Bhai? No one. But if all of us come together, we can do a damn good job of it, right? So there's no one person who can be Shri Tulsi Tanti, but all of us together are very close to that. Overnight, people said, oh, this company is fine. They're doing well, the business is booming, the sector is doing well, the rights issue was a success. It's working. But why was it working? What did we do? What did we really do? We just all came together and committed to a vision. The vision laid out by Tulsi Bhai. Again, such a life lesson from him. All his life, all he had done was stay committed to his vision. No matter what happened, the ups, the downs, the highs, the lows, it did not matter. What mattered was his vision and his commitment to that vision. Again, a chapter, a lesson that we were grappling to learn throughout his lifetime, and then overnight, we got it. We all got it right. At the core of Suzlon's existence is Shri Tulsi Tanti's vision. The soul that we thought had left us was replaced by this tremendously inspiring, everyday energizing vision, and every single employee, every single customer, investor, vendor, everybody rallied around us so we could form this really strong, sustainable company with a very strong Sri Tulsi Tanti vision at the center. Wanting to take the vision story forward, I really want to call on stage Nidhi Tanti, Tulsi Bhai's daughter, and somebody who's worked very closely with him at Suzlon.
I think everyone knows him pretty well sitting into this room. It's been a year. It's been a difficult year. But something that I can share from his life, which I think can help all of us move forward with his vision. Always dream big with your feet firmly on the ground. My father often said this, and in a nutshell, this is who he truly was. His dreams had no limits, and even in the worst of times, when most people would crumble, he will not only resolve the problems on hand, but also work to create another dream a reality. It is for this reason that he did 2 university degrees at the same time. He catered to a family of 25 like a father, and built over 21 businesses in his lifetime. He truly believed in the impossible. His visions were light years ahead of his times, so unique and so holistic. When he set his mind to an idea, within a week or 2, you can expect a full business plan with all the calculations ready to go. He just made things happen and made it look so easy. Not only that, he took us all on a ride with him. Such was his charisma. World is now talking about green and clean energy. But he imagined this 30 years ago, sitting in India with no infrastructure, no funding, no technology. But it didn't matter to him. He stuck to his dream and he made Suzlon happen. Most entrepreneurs, when we talk to them, they talk about building a company. But he dreamt of unlocking an industry and building a sustainable nation. It was with this spirit and drive that he led various powerhouses like CII, IWTMA, and FICCI, just to name a few. His biggest achievement that everyone thought impossible, and yet he made it happen, was in 15 years of relentless fight to go debt-free against all odds. Not only that, even today, when various groundbreaking policies and reforms take place, those are the ones he fought for, and they're fortifying now. I have never come across a leader whose testimony can read that. He often told me, even when an active business is on, if an opportunity presents itself, don't be afraid to pursue it, for you never know what could be the next big thing. It's with this conviction that while managing Suzlon, he started a semiconductor company in the US when India wasn't even thinking about it. He imagined making green hydrogen and green ammonia when countries were barely coming to the idea of renewable energy. With this, I would like to congratulate everyone in various group businesses in Suzlon for finally being debt-free. It's been a tough journey. And also indicate that now it is on us, this tremendous responsibility of when we think of 4 gigawatt a year, or making the next highest and the most difficult turbine, or working through tough working capital limits. Let us draw on my father's inspiration, his unparalleled vision, and willpower to continue dreaming big and building further to his legacy. To me, personally, my father was more than what words or any feelings can describe. He was my best friend, my confidant, my inspiration, and my spirit. I'm immensely thankful for everything he has done for me. And just like him, I hope to live this life with his ever optimist, happy spirit and keep making him proud. I will forever miss him. I will close by sharing something that has helped me in this past year when I thought of him. There were many a times in life when things were very difficult, especially when we were going through this 15-year journey, and I could see him going through this tremendous journey with a brave face on. And I always wondered if I could get stressed, if I could get upset, I could see people getting upset and stressed and have many sad moments. He always looked positive. One day I asked him, "Dad, how is it that you do this?" He smiled and he said, "You know, when times are happy, everybody knows how to smile. But when times are difficult, that's when the true test of every human being is to keep smiling and keep fighting. It is our responsibility to give that courage to ourselves, our family, and to the future generations." I hope we can all live through this spirit. Thank you.
आप सबकी बातों से मुझे समझ में आ रहा है कि किस प्रकार का मैग्नेट होगा तुलसी जी, मतलब किस प्रकार के मैग्नेटिक, क्योंकि मैंने मेरी ज़िंदगी में इनके जैसे लोगों को अनुभव किया है, और वो होते तो क्या होता है। मेरे गुरुजी पद्म विभूषण पंडित जसराज जी ऐसे एक इंसान थे कि उनका होना, वो पॉजिटिव एनर्जी सब में ट्रांसपोर्ट होती थी। तो आई कैन श्योरली रिलेट कि जैसे मेरी माँ थी, वो माँ भी थी, मेरी गुरु भी थी। सो वो जब चली गई, सो जो डबल लॉस, सो आई कैन इमेजिन कि आपके पिता भी थे, मेंटोर भी थे, आप सब एक फैमिली, एक बिजनेस इतना बड़ा रन करते हो, यू आर एम्प्लॉइंग सो मेनी पीपल, यू आर कंट्रीब्यूटिंग टू द नेशन बिल्डिंग। उसके लिए जो विजन होती है, उसके साथ जो मैग्नेट होता है साथ में, तो सब मिलके उनके आजू बाजू में जो भी आते हैं उनमें भी वो मैग्नेटिक एनर्जी ट्रांसफॉर्म होती है और सब मिलके एक ज़बरदस्त एक फोर्स बन जाता है। सो मेन फोर्स चला जाता है तब क्या होता है, आई कैन श्योरली रिलेट। बट आप सब लोग मिलके, सब एज यू सेड पर करेक्टली सेड कि सब मिलके वही एक मैग्नेट की एनर्जी बनाएंगे तो इट विल कंट्रीब्यूट टू द नेशन। सो जैसे जो एंटिटीज़ है वो हमारे देश के लिए बहुत ज़रूरी है। मुझे हमेशा लगता है कि ऐसे अच्छे लोग जल्दी क्यों चले जाते हैं। हम समाज में कितनी बार देखते कि अरे ये क्यों है, ये अभी तक क्यों है, लेकिन ऐसे इंसान का लगता है कि ऐसा इंसान होना चाहिए, वो इतनी जल्दी क्यों नहीं है। Many things are beyond our control. मीराबाई की रचना है मतवारो बादल आयो रे। क्योंकि आज उनका पहला 1 साल हो गया है, तो मैंने आज के कार्यक्रम का वातावरण सोमबर नहीं रखा है कि हमको उससे बाहर निकल के वही मैग्नेटिक एनर्जी क्रिएट करनी है। सो यहाँ पे हम इसलिए आज इसका वातावरण आज हमने दुख का नहीं रखा है, हमने आज उसको सेलिब्रेशन की तरह ही प्रेजेंट किया आज।
मतवारो 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 बात आयो रे 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 हरे को संदेशा हरे को संदेशा हरे को संदेशा कछु नहीं लायो रे हरे को संदेशा हरे को संदेशा कछु नहीं लायो रे मतवारो बात आयो रे मतवारो बात आयो रे तागुर पपीहा बोले तागुर पपीहा बोले कोयल शब्द सुनायो रे कोयल शब्द सुनायो रे तारी अंधियारी बिजुरी चमके तारी अंधियारी तारी अंधियारी बिजुरी चमके बिरहनाती डर पायो रे डर पायो रे मतवारो बात आयो रे मतवारो बात आयो रे बाज गाज पवन मधुरिया बाज गाज बाज गाज पवन मधुरिया 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 बाजे गाजे बाजे 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 गाजे बाजे गाजे पवन मधुरिया में हाथी जड़ लायो रे में हाथी जड़ लायो रे भूखे कारीगर बीर की जार कारी भूखे कारी नाग बिरह जाए मीरा मन हरि भायो रे मीरा मन हरि भायो रे बतवारो बादल आयो रे मतवारो बादल आयो रे हरि को संदेशा कछु नहीं लायो रे नहीं लायो रे मतवारो बादल आयो रे मतवारो बादल आयो रे मतवारो बादल आयो रे मतवारो बादल आयो रे मतवारो बादल आयो
एक गुरु नानक साहब का पद है, राम सुमिर राम यही तेरो काज है। माया को संग त्याग हरिजू की शरण लाग जगत सुख मान मिथ्या झूठो सब साज है।
राम सुमीर राम सुमीर राम सुमीर राम सुमीर यही तेरो काज है। राम सुमीर राम सुमीर राम सुमीर राम सुमीर यही तेरो काज है। राम सुमीर राम सुमीर यही तेरो काज है। राम सुमीर राम सुमीर हरि जो की शरण लाग माया को संग त्याग, माया को संग त्याग, माया को संग त्याग, हरि जो के शरण लाग, माया संग त्याग, हरि जो के शरण लाग। जगत सुख मान मिथ्या, जगत सुख मान मिथ्या, झूठो सब साज है, झूठो सब साज है। राम सुमिर राम सुमिर, यही मेरो काज है। राम सुमिर राम सुमिर, यही मेरो काज है। सपने जो कर बचाए, काहे पर करत मानस। सपने जो कर बचाए, काहे पर करत मान, काहे पर करत मान। सपने जो मन बचाए, काहे पर करत मान। बारू की भीत तैसे, बारू की भीत तैसे, वसुधा को राज है, वसुधा को राज है। राम सुमिर राम सुमिर, यही तेरा काज है। राम सुमिर राम सुमिर, यही तेरा काज है। नानक जन कहत बात, नानक जन कहत बात, नानक जन कहत कहत बात, नानक जन कहत बात, नानक जन कहत बात। बिनसी जय है तेरो गात, बिनसी जय है तेरो गात। छिन छिन कर गयो काल, छिन छिन कर गयो काल, छिन छिन कर गयो काल, छिन 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 गए करी गया, छिन छिन कर गयो काल, तैसो जात आज है, तैसो जात आज है, छिन छिन करी गयो कान, तैसो जात आज है। राम सुमिर राम सुमिर यही तेरो काज है। राम सुमिर राम सुमिर यही तेरो काज है। राम सुमिर राम सुमिर यही तेरो काज है, यही तेरो काज है, यही तेरो काज है।
As we have been hearing today, it is very obvious that Tulsi Bhai was an inclusive personality. His vision was far beyond the company goals, and he always thought of growing the sector, benefiting the nation, and building strong foundations for this industry. And what better day than today to remember his memorable quotes that were widely published and repeated, and they are evidence of his far-reaching thoughts, his selfless desire to leave a lasting impact on this world. His first quote, "There can be no debate that we possess a collective moral responsibility to leave a better world for our children rather than a devastated planet stripped of its resources." Another quote, "Profit at any cost is one extreme of the spectrum. On the other extreme is an unselfish submission for the social good, or more accurately, charity. And somewhere in the middle is a peaceful and much required coexistence." And his last quote, which actually sums up his vision, he said, "An entrepreneur never thinks of a quarter on quarter. He thinks 25 years or probably 50 years.
For as long as I remember, apart from his loved ones, Tulsi Bhai had a secret love. His heart was fully and totally committed to his country. Yeah, it was like this irresistible force which kind of pulled him into it all the time. Anything that he said, it always ended with "for the nation, for the country, for India." He was so convinced about India's capabilities, he was so convinced about our manufacturing strengths, he was so convinced about our technology capabilities. He just wanted us as a nation to come together and own these capabilities, to come in our own. I remember when Suzlon was trying to grow global, and we were trying to make our mark on the global map. The general thought was, wind energy is a very Europe-centric technology, and this is an Indian company. Nobody who did not have that kind of passion for his country, nobody who didn't have that kind of unwavering love for his nation could have taken Indian-made wind turbines and put them in 17 countries across the globe. Something that the Europeans were best at, we did better, as every Suzlonian would say, and we took it to the world. We did not just do it for ourselves, we showcased ourselves to the world. Tulsi Bhai had this trait of belief, he had this responsible belief that said that if you're a leader of a particular sector, then it's your responsibility to build that sector in your country. If you're leaders in wind energy, you cannot just convince yourself that I've done my job if you've built Suzlon. It's then your responsibility to build the nation, to build that sector in your nation, right? Over the last 7 odd years, he spent almost 70% of his time in Delhi, working with associations and governments, trying to pass policies, trying to create the right environment so that India could build a sure and solid renewable energy sector, also drawing from his vision, because he knew that our time is coming. He knew that very soon the world is going to wake up to this reality of renewable energy, and India needs to be ready. We need to be prepared. I remember during COVID, he used to travel to Delhi, stay there for 15 days. And, we were always telling him, why are we taking this risk? Why are you traveling so much? Why are you in Delhi? It's COVID times. And he used to say, I'm not doing it for myself or Suzlon. I'm doing it for our future generations. And then he would look at me and he would say, and so should you. He taught me to be a better mother. He said, you're not going to be a better mother if you send your son to a good school. You'll be a better mother if you create a better planet for him. What is all the education in school going to do if the world around him is devastated with climate change? This conviction of creating a nation, right, translated into something fabulous in the last 1 year. So what happened? What happened? Once Tulsi Bhai left us in the physical form, Shri Girishtanti, our then CEO Ashwini, and our now CEO JPC, they kind of took it upon themselves saying, he has been working relentlessly to pass some very crucial policies for the sector. It's our job now to close it. I remember the multiple visits that Girish Bhai used to have to Delhi with multiple papers, meeting with ministers, drawing on Tulsi Bhai's goodwill. And lo and behold, the first quarter of 2023 saw every single policy that Tulsi Bhai was working on for the last 5 years translate into reality. Today, the renewable energy sector of India is poised for growth, is on a very strong foundation, only and only because one man had the vision to formulate those policies, to help in formulating those policies, and then he had the tenacity to keep working at it day and night. And when he left, he had us, his soldiers, who had learned from him, who knew that the one thing we can do as citizens is to build the sector in our nation. Today he's very happy and he's very proud, and he's sitting there and he said, Aaj tha ujo to. This is what should have happened. This should have happened earlier, but finally we are at the right time. This is our time, not just as a country, but as a world to embrace renewable energy. We've made Tulsi Bhai proud, a little bit, I think. And to talk a little bit more on such principles and values of Tulsi Bhai, can I please call on stage Mrs. Sayongita Tanti, his daughter-in-law, and Pranav Bhai's wife.
Pranam, everyone. Panditji, you used a word 2 bhajans ago. You said a magnet. That's exactly how I would describe him. His personality was absolutely magnetic, and it would just draw everyone to him, everyone he came in contact with. So I know Pranav and Nidhi have touched beautifully upon the great businessman he was. I would like to touch upon some of his softer aspects that made him a wonderful human being. As someone who got to know Dad when he was already an industry icon in the world, I was obviously simply awestruck. But as I got to know him more and more, my love, affection, and respect for him only grew exponentially. He wasn't just a great businessman, he was a great man. The few in this lifetime can reach the heights that he did. But to reach those heights, keeping your principles and ethics intact, and keeping a family of 25 people bonded together is not only rare, but it's simply unheard of. I'm reminded of some of the lines of one of my very favorite poems, and I'll read them to you guys. The lives of great men teach us we can make our life sublime, and passing leave behind us footprints on the sands of time. And to me, Dad fully epitomized this beautiful thought. Strong family values and nurturing the next generation were very, very important to him. I remember countless family vacations where he would take time and sit down all of us and have a candid discussion on how we can make our family stronger together as a unit. He truly believed we were all stronger together. He would take time for us, the next generation, to ideate for our business plans, what we wanted to do with our future, and just provided us his invaluable guidance and mentorship all through. He'd always motivate us by saying, think big, but know that big things always start small, and never ever underestimate the power of hard work. You know, I look around us, and there is one phrase I see very commonly used now, and I'm personally guilty of it. A lot of times we say, I don't have time for this. These are words I have never heard him say. No matter what time of day, what geography he was in, or who it was, we could all pick up a phone and call him, and he would have time. I just don't know how, simply how, he managed to juggle so many different responsibilities, so many different people, so effortlessly and with so much ease and so perfection. Dad was a man truly ahead of his times. He championed the equality between boys and girls at home and at work. I remember him saying that at work, there should be more women at top because women are more honest, hardworking, and sincere. I admired his unique ability to see how society would evolve in itself over time. One of my fondest memories with him was when he came to see me at Delhi. And I'd asked him, so what are you looking for in a daughter-in-law? And he looked at me, he smiled, and he said, we're not looking for a daughter-in-law, we're looking for a daughter. So that modern that modern thinking of his and forward-looking perspective touched my heart tremendously, and my respect for him only grew multifold. His dedication to his principles and ethics was unparalleled. From the very start, I remember him being always crystal clear of the businesses he would spearhead and the kinds he would steer away from. That clarity of mind is extremely a rare commodity, but the conviction to follow through is rarer still. It's interesting. I actually never ever think of him as my father-in-law. I think of him as my father in spirit and my father at heart. I hope his memory can empower us all to strive for a better tomorrow built on a very strong foundation of values. His heart of gold shines down on all of us. Thank you.
मीराबाई का एक पद है,
मैं तो गिरधर के घर जाऊं, 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 मैं तो गिरधर के गिरिधर मारो साचो प्रीतम, गिरिधर मारो साचो प्रीतम, देखत रूपल भाव, देखत रूपल भाव, देखत रूपल भाव, मैं तो गिरधर के घर जाऊं, मैं तो गिरधर के घर जाऊं। रण पड़े तब ही उठ जाऊं, रण पड़े तब ही उठ जाऊं, भोर भय उठे आऊं, रण पड़े धनि सामा गमननि सदनि रामा परमा गरे सा, रण पड़े तब ही उठ जाऊं। सदा गमननि गरे रमा गरे रे, रण पड़े तब ही उठ जाऊं। भोर भय उठी आऊं, रण देना वाके संगी खेलूं, रण देना वाके संगी खेलूं, ज्यों त्यों ताहिर जाऊं, 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 मैं तो गिरधर के घर जाऊं, मैं तो गिरधर के घर जाऊं, मैं तो गिरधर के घर जो पहिरावे सो ही पहिरो, जो पहिरावे सो ही पहिरो, जो दे सोई खाऊं, जो पहिरावे सो ही पहिरो। जो पहिरावे सो ही पहिरो, जो पहिरावे सो ही पहिरो, जो दे सोई खाऊं, मेरी उनकी प्रीत पुरानी, मेरी उनकी, मेरी उनकी प्रीत पुरानी, उड़ बिन पल ना रहा हूँ, उड़ बिन पल ना रहा हूँ, उड़ बिन गिरधर के घर जाऊं मैं तो गिरधर के घर जाऊं मैं तो गिरधर के घर जाऊं मैं तो गिरधर के घर जहाँ बैठावे तित ही बैठूं जहाँ बैठावे तित ही बैठूं बेचे तो बिक जाऊं बिक जाऊं बेचे तो बिक जाऊं जहाँ बैठा तित ही बैठो बेचे तो बिक जा जहाँ बैठा तित ही बैठो बेचे तो बिक जा गिरिधर नागर मीरा के प्रभु गिरिधर नागर मीरा के प्रभु गिरिधर नागर के प्रभु गिरधर नागर मीरा के प्रभु गिरधर नागर बार बार बलि जाऊं बार बार बलि जाऊं बार बार बलि जाऊं मैं तो गिरधर के घर जाऊं मैं तो गिरधर के घर जाऊं मैं तो गिरधर घर जाऊं मैं तो गिरधर के घर जाऊं मैं तो गिरधर के घर जाऊं मैं तो गिरधर
इसके बाद आज के कार्यक्रम की समाप्ति मैं मधुराष्टक से करूं।
Tulsi Bhai was a father figure for many of us, and he continues to be so. He was a role model who we knew we could turn to for any problem, and there would be a way through it. He used to say that wherever there is a problem, there are opportunities. While the world will remember Tulsi Bhai as a pioneer of wind energy and a warrior against climate change, people who were close to him and worked with him know him better as the champion who constantly worked towards creating a better world for the future generations. If there was one thing our founder chairman taught us, it was resilience, the will to fight back, and the strength to stand tall in the most challenging times. He did not give up till his last breath, and neither we will ever. The seeds that he sowed over the years are blooming and are now bearing fruits, one prominently being a debt-free status of Suzlon today.
So 3 quarters went by. The rights issue was successful. The company stood its ground. We became stronger. The 3rd quarter saw the sector come together, all built around his vision, a promise of growth, a promise of tremendous potential. But what happened in the last quarter, or little over the last quarter? Suddenly, things started coming together. All that had happened in the earlier 3 quarters came together. We actually officially launched a 3 megawatt turbine in terms of taking orders. This was a dream project TRT had been working on for a while. He was one who kept pushing back, saying, just having a big turbine because we want a big turbine makes no sense. We need to find the right turbine, right? And he truly believed that the 3 megawatt Suzlon S144 series would be the right turbine for the Indian market. We launched it amongst, talks about bigger turbines in the market, etc. And we got tremendous, tremendous response. Within a month, I had announced, and our CEO JPC Saab would be here, Rohit is somewhere listening to us, orders upon orders. There was a time when we were saying we need to have a cooling off period. We can't just go on an order after an order, but the response to the product was just tremendous. One more milestone crossed. But the bigger one, the biggest one, was what we managed to pull through in the last month. Finally, today, as we stand before you, Suzlon is a 100% debt-free company. It's just a sentence. What does a debt-free company really mean? What it really means is more than 15 years of blood and sweat and toil and conviction and passion, not sleeping nights, not spending time with family, not listening to naysayers, being convinced of your vision, being convinced of your people, and 15 years of that. Mind you, as Nidhi said, he's the kind of leader never seen before. I couldn't have imagined another leader being able to take even 2 years of that. He took 15 years of that. There were people who told him, you should just back out. Why are you carrying on? You can, just come. That was not Tulsi Bhai. If anyone knew him and if anyone told him, oh, why are you fighting this battle? It's too hard, it's too long, just make good, just take off. They didn't know Tulsi Bhai. Yeah? His toil, his effort, today culminated in Suzlon becoming a 100% debt-free company, and our CFO, Himanshu Modi, our CEO, Sri JPC Saab, Girish Tanti, and most importantly, our chairman, Sri Vinod Tanti, have made sure that we achieve that live stream that TRT had. Thank you so much, sir, that you led us into this journey which culminated where we can stand today proudly and say, Tulsi Bhai, we did it. He would be happy, but he wouldn't be satisfied because he would never be satisfied. He'd say, oh, good job, ba, let's get on, right? There's another battle to be won, right? But today, at least, we can stand with pride, we can stand with honor, and we can say, we made it happen, sir. So I hope he's happy where he is. But there are 2 factors to his success that really stand out in this. One was the roadmap that he set out. What a beautiful, concrete, clear roadmap, right? It was difficult to follow because Tulsi Bhai's roadmaps are difficult to follow, but so detailed, so perfect. It was that roadmap that allowed us to achieve what we've achieved today. So there is no taking away the credit from the visionaries' tremendously detailed and luminous roadmap. Secondly, and most importantly, the one thing that Tulsi Bhai had, and everybody in this room will kind of resonate with it, is the fact that everybody rallies around his vision. Everybody wanted him to win. Everybody wanted Suzlon to win. There were people outside cheering us. There were people in the customer side, on the vendor side. Everybody who felt Tulsi Bhai was theirs. His vision was theirs. So when he left for his heavenly abode, the kind of support that Suzlon has got, the kind of goodwill, the kind of cheering on from the entire industry that we've got, has also contributed to where we are today. So Tulsi Bhai's vision, his roadmap, and his legendary people skills, which I see in Shri Jitu Bhai every once in a while, and I smile saying that this is such a reflection of Tulsi Bhai. His ability to make everybody his own, his ability to make everybody part of his family, that has gone a long, long way in where we stand today. And to talk a little bit more about that, can I please call on stage Rajan Tanti, Tulsi Bhai's nephew, and Shri Vinod Tanti's son.
Jai Shri Krishna, everyone. Everyone has covered a lot of bigger than life aspects of Tulsi Bapuji, and I would like to talk about something that probably stands out when you first meet him, is his humility and groundedness. If you ask anyone in this room what they remember about Bapuji, they will have a highly personal story to tell. Unanimously, they will all say that what stood out most for them was the relationship he built with them personally, and of course, his extreme humility. I was amazed with the tremendous love that he had for people, for all people. He could spend hours talking to a junior member of his company, bonding over glucose biscuits with a shop floor worker in Pondicherry, or remembering the names of the children of a driver in Mumbai. Even on family holidays, he would effortlessly connect with a taxi driver or hotel staff, no matter the language barrier. He would delve into their life stories and struggles and offer advice and selflessly offer help where he could. Wherever he went, he established a genuine human connect. He made people around him feel seen and valued. In essence, he just loved people, loved them so much that he literally spent 80% of his life doing things for people and making them happy. And so, it has always been evident to me that he did not have colleagues or employees. All he had was one large family at home and at work. From cabinet ministers to our house help, wherever I go, I see people remembering him as their own. That, according to me, was Bapuji's greatest strength, his tremendous love and respect for people. It's this love that made people laugh and cry with him. His ability to connect with people and his humility is his legacy and inspiration to me. Thank you, everyone.
मधुराष्टक से मैं आज के कार्यक्रम की समाप्ति करूंगा। कृष्ण भगवान का, उनकी जो भी लीलाएं जो भी करते हैं वो सब मधुर है। मधुराधिपते है अखिलम मधुरम, अखिल जो भी वो करते हैं। वदनम मधुरम, नयनम मधुरम, हसितम मधुरम, उनका चेहरा मधुर है, नयन मधुर है, उनका स्माइल मधुर है। ये ऐसा एक सरेंडर भाव है, एक रूप भाव है। वचनम मधुरम, चरितम मधुरम, वसनम मधुरम, भ्रमितम मधुरम, जो उनका भ्रमण है वो भी बहुत खूबसूरत है। ऐसे मधुराधिपते है अखिलम मधुरम, उनकी सभी चीजें बहुत मधुर है। गीतम मधुरम, पीतम मधुरम, रूपम मधुरम, तिलकम मधुरम, कृष्णमय भाव है पूरा। फिर एक बार संपूर्ण तंती परिवार और सुजलॉन हम सबको आज इस श्रद्धा सुमन अर्पण करने के लिए आपने शामिल कर लिया और परिवार का एक हिस्सा ही बना दिया। आप सबकी तरफ से मैं आज
अधरं वदनं मधुरम् अधरं मधुरम् वदनं मधुरं नयनं मधुरं हसितं वदनं मधुरं नयनं मधुरं हसितं मधुरं हृदयं मधुरं गमनं मधुरं हृदयं मधुरं हृदयं मधुरं गमनं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेः अखिलं 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 मधुरम् चरितं मधुरं वचनं मधुरं चरितं मधुरं वसनं मधुरं वलितं मधुरं वसनं मधुरं वलितं मधुरं चलितं मधुरं भ्रमितं मधुरं चलितं मधुरं भ्रमितं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेः अखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेः अखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेः अखिलं मधुरम् वेणुर्मधुरो रेणुर्मधुरः वेणुर्मधुरो रेणुर्मधुरः पाणिर्मधुरः पादो मधुरो पाणिर्मधुरः पादो मधुरं नृत्यं मधुरं सख्यं मधुरं नृत्यं मधुरं सख्यं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेः अखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेः अखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेः अखिलं मधुरम् गीतं मधुरं गीतं मधुरं गीतं मधुरं गीतं मधुरं सुप्तं मधुरं गुप्तं मधुरं सुप्तं मधुरं रूपं मधुरं तिलकं मधुरं रूपं मधुरं तिलकं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेः अखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेः अखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेः अखिलं मधुरम् तरणं मधुरं तरणं मधुरं करणं करणं मधुरं तरणं मधुरं हरणं मधुरं स्मरणं मधुरम् हरणं मधुरं स्मरणं मधुरं वमितं मधुरं शमितं मधुरं वमितं मधुरं शमितं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेः अखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेः अखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेः अखिलं मधुरम् कुञ्जा मधुरा माला मधुरा कुञ्जा मधुरा माला मधुरा रिमपनि सारे रे 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 र पदम रे कुञ्जा मधुरा माला मधुरा कुञ्जा मधुरा माला मधुरा कुञ्जा मधुरा माला मधुरा यमुना मधुरा वीची मधुरा यमुना मधुरा वीची मधुरा सलिलं मधुरं कमलं मधुरं सलिलं मधुरं कमलं मधुरं सलिलं मधुरं कमलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेः अखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेः अखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेः अखिलं मधुरम् गोपा मधुरा गाओ मधुरा गोपा मधुरा गाओ मधुरा गाओ मधुरा गावो मधुरा गावो मधुरा गोपा मधुरा गाओ मधुरा गोपा मधुरा गाओ मधुरा निजा निजा रे 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 निजा मगरे मपनि निजा पधा निजा रे यष्टिर्मधुरा सृष्टिर्मधुरा यष्टिर्मधुरा सृष्टिर्मधुरा दलितं मधुरं फलितं मधुरं दलितं मधुरं फलितं मधुरं मधुराधिपते अखिलं 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 मधुरं मधुराधिपते Akela madura madura akela 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 madura
अधरम मधुरम वदनम मधुरम नयनम मधुरम हसितम मधुरम हृदयम मधुरम चरितम मधुरम. I think it aptly describes our beloved Tulsi Bhai too. The man, the mission and his vision. He was a legend whose legacy is alive as we continue to write newer chapters for Suzlon and the Indian renewable energy. It is said that a person who lives in the heart of so many loved ones never dies, and that is so true for our dear, dear Tulsi Bhai. Today's mesmerizing bhajans have soothed us as we walked through how we have lived the values of Tulsi Bhai in the last 12 months since October 1, 2022.
Thank you is a very small word. I'm not going to say it because it insults the effort that the teams have put into this. It's not even a tribute. It's just a legacy that we are trying to live. What we've done today is just trying to bring a little bit of Tulsi Bhai's legacy to life on stage. I do want to thank Pandit ji. Pandit ji, thank you so much for coming. जिस भावना से आपने इस प्रोग्राम को कंडक्ट किया है, उस भावना को नमन मेरा. And like he said, आज से आप सुजलॉन परिवार के सदस्य हो गए, आप सब. Before we close for the day, I just wanted to touch upon one thing which I wish that all of us can carry in our hearts going forward. You know, throughout today's program, we must have mentioned Girish Bhai, Vinu Bhai, Jeetu Bhai, JPC, Himanshu, Ashwini. This is it's the curse and the benefit of being leaders. Yeah? Leadership just becomes the face of all successes and all failures. But whatever we have achieved in the last 1 year has not been achieved by leadership. As Tulsi Bhai always said, Suzlon lives in my plants and at my sites. It does not live at one earth. We are everywhere. Every single one of us who in the last 1 year has come to work with our hearts filled with his inspiration, trying to fulfill his dream. We are responsible for what successes Suzlon is seeing today. Please carry yourselves with a sense of pride. Please believe that this was your true tribute to Shri Tulsi Bhai and that you have paid that aptly well. Each one of us is a hero today. Each one of us is standing tall because we are aligned to the vision of the hero of all times, Shri Tulsi Tanti. With that thought in mind, the Tanti family wanted to pay their thanks and their gratitude, show their gratitude to everybody. Can I please request you, sirs? The family would like to pay their gratitude forward, not just to all the members of the Suzlon family, but also to all our customers, our vendors, our investors, industry peers, people from the government, policymakers, our ministers, who have all stood with Suzlon and the Tanti family in the last 1 year. Thank you, Susan. So as we close today's program, I hope your hearts are filled with inspiration, you're energized, you're feeling like you can take on the world. I hope your hearts are filled with memories of Tulsi Bhai. Each one of us have our own personal beautiful memories with him, and that you are inspired and bored by the beautiful, beautiful renditions of spiritual compositions by Panditji. As you leave this venue with all of those wonderful spirits around you, please do understand that we have kept some Bhagavad Gitas translated into various languages like English, Hindi, Marathi, and Gujarati right up front there, so that you can carry a part of this program with you, and a memory of Tulsi Bhai for your families always with you. Please pick them up on your ways out. Thank you very much. Thank you.